to go over some of the resources that we have that are super cool. Focus 2. I know earlier I was referencing like that exploration piece when you're kind of in your first year, or sometimes even if you're thinking about changing your mind. I'm in my 30s. I decided to come back and change my career and came back to school 10 years later. So this was a really helpful program for me too. So to look at this, it helps to attest with like your values, your skills, and your interest. And it's just a bunch of quizzes like, do you like this or that? And it will help you with figuring out like personality stuff, also how you are just kind of in a work environment. And this isn't going to tell you what you're going to do for the rest of your life, but it's going to give you some options and opportunities to be like, hey, that might be a new idea of something I didn't think about doing. And that sounds kind of interesting and you can look into it. Candid Career is another resource we offer. It's a bunch of videos on demand. I know sometimes we hear about informational interviews. These are basically recorded informational interviews. So it's a bunch of people that have done different jobs or have graduated from different programs, whether it's their bachelor's, their master's, anything like that. And you can like see what they have to say about like what a day in the life is and how they got there. And it also has great different tips and tricks for salary negotiation, virtual interviewing, and all that good stuff. We also have a tool for interview preparation, which is really great and accessible. It is called Bing Interview. So not only can you do a mock interview with us for that in-person interaction, but you can also, from the comfort of your own home, log into this website, and then you're able to record yourself with like a fake person that's talking to you. So they're going to ask you the most commonly and then the most uncommonly asked questions. And you can even practice an interview method called STAR for telling your story. That stands for situation, task, action, result. And it will go through all those different pieces with you for you to get used to saying it out loud, because that's really the biggest part of interviewing. It's almost like when you're getting ready for a presentation, you want to get used to how you sound out loud. So that way, when you're talking, you can tell your story and you're not like overthinking what you're saying. So that's a super awesome tool. Here's another kind of visual of what that looks like. So cool guy over here with the headphones, that would be you. This is the fake person over here. On to Handshake. So I'm going to pop off the presentation for a second so we can go over how to job search, but this is such an important tool that we have at the school. So every day that the director, PJ Rosito, comes in, he basically gets like 75 to 100 employers a day that he has to approve and make sure that they're valid and then let them post jobs on our website. And they're all looking for CCSU students. So that goes to show like this is definitely an opportunity you want to take advantage of, because not only does it show for jobs, it shows for internships, student worker, and work study positions as well. You can even do employer events on there. I know with virtual career fairs, we've been doing them on Handshake as well. So let me pop into that. All right. Everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Fabulous. So when you log in, this is what your screen is going to look like. And you can kind of make a profile for yourself too. I'll show you what that looks like. You can add in like a little message about yourself, all the stuff you've done, your GPA. You can even do this little interest section here, which is helpful because this helps populate what the website's going to send you based on maybe where you're looking for internships or jobs, whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, and different positions that you kind of think are interesting that maybe you'd like to do. And even if you have any projects that you'd want to add, you can add your resume on here. I add flyers and stuff that I've done. You can even add stuff down here. So that part's pretty cool. And then employers sometimes even send you messages. And if you're doing like events or our virtual career fairs, you would do it through this screen. But let's get to the real meat and potatoes. We're looking for jobs. So you want to make sure to fill out all these little things here. And again, like I said, if this is something where your interests are set up, I'll show you what that main screen looks like on the bottom later where it populates opportunities. But let's say I want to see what's going on at Central. I could just type in work study since I already clicked on campus. And this brings up work study positions available. And as you can see, there's not like a whole lot now because it's the end of the semester, but and it'll bring up student worker as well. And this is great because it gives you not only the contact person and attachments, but like that job description and all that stuff that you need to tailor your resume and your cover letter to when you're applying, and it will give you the button to apply. If you're looking for a job, you could go by town, or if you want to get a wider net, you can type in Connecticut. Also, if you're like, I want to go to California, you can type California in here. You can even type England in here, and then you can search that way too. Very fun. So I'm going to click full-time and internship. And then over here is where, as I just did work study before, you can type in something specific. Let's say you are super interested in media. And this will bring up everything in Connecticut that is related to media. Then you can go through and click all these little things. Anybody have any questions about Handshake or anything they want to ask? All right. Stop me at any time with any questions because I love questions. So because we paused the presentation for a moment, I'm going to hop over to our resource page. So as I said earlier, you can type it in up top, or you can go in this little magnifying glass and type in career development. Handshake's first thing front and center up here, and we have the student employment just to make this pop out. So that is very important for us. This is also where you can schedule an appointment. So if you click on this, you can pick the time, day, the topic you want to do. And at the end of the day, don't let this be super limiting. Let's say you are doing something for resume and cover letter, but you end up wanting to talk about interviewing or something in there. The conversations always end up kind of developing as they go, and that's okay too. But you can pick the date, you can pick the person, and then you can pick the time. You can also go in here and check out the different staff to see who you want to make appointments with. There's graduate resources on here, and my favorite button is this job resources page. So not only does this have great like financial planning, different job search websites where you'll see Handshake, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. These are all different approved websites that we use for internships and jobs. But we also have a specialized job search website tool as well. And it's just like in the name, right? So it's specialized for certain things, certain populations. So you could have everything from Black young professionals to health jobs to Inclusively, which is a program that helps students that may need accommodations in the workplace to connect them with inclusive employers. And you can even see like there's remote jobs, military jobs. And as you kind of go down, there's also professional and career guides. So if you don't know how to make a LinkedIn account, if you're not sure what to wear during your interview, if you're not sure of the difference between internships and co-ops, what can I do with my major is also another great tool. You can look at your program. So let's say I'm an accounting major. You can see all these different related occupations in here of stuff you can do, all these associations of places you can join to network, different employment opportunities. So these are all super useful. And some of those resources I was talking about earlier, these are all in big icons at the bottom, and you can click all of these too. Back to your scheduled program. All right. So these are just our career fairs for next semester. As of now, they are virtual. We're still hoping that's going to change, but we do have how-to guides and links that we can send to people to show them how to log in there, or they can work with us as well, or email us with questions. But those are still great because you can book either 10 minutes with employers, which can be personal little appointments, or you can do 30-minute small group appointments and just ask questions with a group of students.